Welcome. Now, for those of you listening who are in public service, you're fundamentally working towards building a better future, right? One initiative, one policy at a time.
Absolutely. It's about shaping what comes next.
Exactly. And that's why today we're doing a deep dive into a place that, well, it keeps popping up in conversations about innovation, Estonia.
Ah, Estonia. Yeah, they've really carved out a fascinating niche for themselves, haven't they?
They really have.
It's kind of a living lab for how a smaller nation can use smart thinking, especially digital thinking, to, you know, punch above its weight.
And this isn't exactly new for them. I mean, think back to the late 90s. Remember the Tiger Leap?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Putting computers in schools, focusing on digital skills. It was, well, pretty revolutionary for its time.
Totally. And look at the results. I mean, a whole generation grew up digitally fluent. It built their tech sector, created this incredibly advanced digital state that lots of bigger countries admire.
It really laid the groundwork for Estonia. It
Yeah.
wasn't just about the tech, was it? It was about changing the mindset, fostering that digital curiosity.
Yeah, building that culture. And now, well, they're at it again, taking another leap.
Right. They're not ones to sit still.
Definitely not. They've become the first country, the first to put AI education across their entire national curriculum permanently.
Not just a pilot project or an elective woven into the fabric.
Exactly. It's called the AI leap. And it's a really big deal. It kind of signals how we might all need to think about preparing for, the age of AI.
It certainly does. It's a fascinating case study, especially if you're in government, thinking about how to equip citizens for what's coming down the track.
So our mission today really is to get under the hood of this AI leap. What's driving it? What does it actually involve?
And what does it tell us about, well, proactive governance?
Hmm.
About shaping the future instead of just reacting.
Yeah, exactly. Forward-thinking, empowering citizens. So, okay, let's start with the why. Why this huge nationwide push for AI skills right now?
Well, the main driver seems very practical. It looks like it comes down to current and future economic needs.
Okay.
There's data from Statistics Estonia showing that already about 14% of Estonian companies are using AI.
14%. Wow, that's actually quite high already.
It is. And everyone expects that number to, well, shoot up pretty quickly.
And we're not just talking about flashy tech startups here.
No, it's established businesses, too, across different sectors. They're starting to see how AI can, really help their operations.
Right. But there's a problem.
That's where the bottleneck seems to be. Someone at Taltech, Ago Luberg, pointed out that while businesses are keen on AI, a lot of them are struggling.
Struggling how?
Struggling to actually implement it because they can't find enough people with the right skills. There's a shortage of AI talent.
Ah, okay. So it's not a lack of interest, it's a lack of expertise.
Exactly. A gap between the desire to use AI
Right.
and the people who understand how to build and use it effectively.
So the AI leap is basically a strategy to fill that gap, to make sure the workforce understands AI, not just as a user, but potentially as a creator.
Precisely. The whole initiative seems designed to cultivate two key groups. They talk about communicators and creators.
Communicators and creators. Okay, what's the difference?
Well, the communicators are basically everyone else, people across all professions who need a good fundamental grasp of AI to use the tools effectively to work alongside AI.
So basic AI literacy for the whole population.
Pretty much. And then the creators are the specialists, the deep tech folks who can actually build and innovate with new AI.
Got it. So it's a two-pronged approach. Broad understanding and deep expertise. Makes sense. It's not just for coders.
Right. It recognizes AI as becoming a societal thing, not just a tech thing.
Okay, so that's the why. Let's talk about the what. What does AI education across the national curriculum look like? It sounds massive.
It really does. And the key word is entire. It's not like, oh, here's an AI class you can take. It's about weaving AI concepts and skills into existing subjects. Maths, civics, maybe even art and geography, from primary school all the way up.
So you might learn about algorithms in math class or discuss AI ethics in social studies.
Exactly. Or use AI tools for analyzing data in science, perhaps. The idea is to show how relevant AI is, well, everywhere.
Across the board.
Yeah, they mention fields like nursing, logistics, architecture, entrepreneurship. Think about it.
Very.
AI in logistics for supply chain.
Or helping architects with design.
Diagnostic support in healthcare. Helping startups spot trends.
So AI literacy becomes like reading or writing a foundational skill needed everywhere, especially thinking about our audience across all the sectors public servants support.
That's a really important connection. And then to grow those creators, the real specialists.
They're boosting higher education too.
Yep. Taltech, that's Tallinn University of Technology, has launched a specific new bachelor's program, computer science and AI,
Okay, dedicated AI degrees.
right? Designed to churn out that high-level talent that, frankly, Estonia and probably all of Europe needs to stay competitive.
So it's this whole ecosystem approach, foundational knowledge for everyone, plus a pipeline for top-tier experts.
You've got it, a really comprehensive strategy.
Now, Estonia, it's a small country, population-wise.
Yeah.
How does this kind of massive national initiative fit into their bigger picture, their overall strategy?
That's a key point. They've always known their size means they have to be smart, strategic. They can't rely on sheer numbers or, vast natural resources.
So they leverage other things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Smart governance and digital innovation have become their force multipliers. That's been their playbook for a while.
We've definitely seen that with Estonia. The digital infrastructure they built is incredible.
Yeah.
Accessing services online from anywhere.
Mm-hmm. And the e-residency program is just a perfect example of this thinking.
Oh, right. That was radical when it launched. The idea you could be a digital resident without living there.
Totally radical. But look now, over 124,000 e-residents. It shows they can take these, well, kind of out there ideas and actually make them work, extend the reach of the state digitally.
And now there's even talk, maybe more visionary, about companies being partly run by AI, registered in Estonia.
Yeah, it sounds very sci-fi, doesn't it?
It really does.
But, think about how e-residency sounded at first. What seems futuristic today. Well, Estonia seems willing to explore it. They're not afraid of the edge.
So it's about agility, thinking ahead, using tech not just for efficiency, but as a core tool for growth, for influence. Okay, so how do they do it? How does a nation pull off something like the AI leap? What's the how?
Well, there's a quote that seems to capture their spirit. We do not wait for permission or consensus to lead. We lead because the future won't wait.
Wow, that's quite a statement. Very proactive.
It really sums up their approach.
Right.
They see AI not as some optional add-on, but as absolutely fundamental for
Yeah.
future-proofing society, for staying relevant, for prosperity.
It's a different mindset, isn't it? Not just watching AI happen and then figuring out how to cope, but actively getting ready for it, shaping their place in that future.
Exactly. Getting ahead of the curve because they recognize just how transformative this technology is going to be.
And they see the AI leap not just as an economic thing.
No, it's also framed strategically enhancing their global influence, yes, but critically equipping the next generation,
Right.
giving young Estonians the tools they'll absolutely need to thrive.
Which brings us right back to you, our listeners in public service. Thinking about Estonia's proactive stance here, what are the takeaways for your own work?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It really highlights the value of anticipation, preparedness.
Looking beyond the immediate fires.
Right, looking over the horizon,
Identifying.
identifying the trends, AI, sure, but other tech, changing demographics, societal shifts, and thinking proactively. What skills will our citizens need in 5, 10, 15 years?
How can we use technology not just to patch holes, but to fundamentally deliver services better?
What challenges might arise from these shifts? And how can we start planning now to mitigate them, or even turn them into opportunities? It's about asking those forward-looking questions.
So the big picture here is that Estonia's AI leap isn't just about AI. It's a demonstration of investing in future skills, adapting proactively, all for the long haul, for societal benefit.
Precisely. It's a bold strategy, yes, but it's built on a clear view of the future and, importantly, on a history of successful digital transformation. They've done big things before.
So for you listening, the challenge is maybe to think, how can these principles, proactive planning, investing in future skills, using tech for the public good, how can they apply in your context?
Yeah, within your agency, your department, your community, what are your specific challenges? What opportunities are just over the horizon?
How can you foster that more forward-thinking culture to better serve citizens, build a more innovative public sector?
Because ultimately, these kinds of initiatives, like Estonia's AI Leap, they really show the power of leadership that looks ahead. It's about shaking the future for the next generation.
A reminder that embracing change and investing strategically, well, it's not just nice to have, it's becoming essential for building that better future we all work towards.